So I think it's probably getting close to lunchtime real quick. Just really quick, just what she was kind of popping through, that was a light introduction to deposits and expenses. Do you guys have any comments or anything? I would love to kind of hear what your comments are. Help me, Yuri, what were some of your thoughts?
Well, I'm more like, when I do expenses, I do more like, I guess, on a bigger scale with like big build-outs at construction sites. So I'm more worried about, where to properly place on the balance sheets, on the liability side and the asset side and how they tie into expenses. But she went over that already, the kind of things, which is kind of good.
Okay, cool. Yep, we'll get deeper into it. Like the whole rest of the afternoon, depending on where you guys want to go, we can dive as deep as you guys want to dive. Okay, so we'll let you kind of dictate that. Thank you, Yuri. Appreciate that. Paul, how about you?
I'm good.
Okay. Did you notice that there wasn't any major, there was some accounting talk, there really was, but it was basically advance the ball, advance the ball, advance the ball. And that's kind of what.
And I like that if the ball gets too far, you can bring it back.
You can.
You can bring it back and then, okay, well, let's fix it from here. And now we can go ahead and roll away.
Correct. So if you think of those little time capsules, if you will, like that, that's literally what we're trying to do. Thank you, Roxanne. That was super awesome, girl. Awesome. Joe, how about you?
I just realized I've been clocked in since 11:39 on 10/22. So maybe after lunch,
Not a
you
problem.
can clock me out officially, and then I was a pretty lousy employee in the room there, so maybe you have to fire me and just give me my last paycheck.
Not a problem. We can handle that. Not a problem. It's a piece of cake. Those are easy things.
This door was locked. I don't know if it was for a reason. You might want to lock it.
Unlock it or lock it?
Lock it when I leave. It was locked.
It was locked?
I don't think it's
Okay.
supposed to be.
We'll check with the guys.
Alright.
Thanks, Roxanne. Awesome.
Thanks, Brandon.
No problem. Nick, how about you?
For me, this is pretty standard. I mean, it's not a lot different than, I had another miscellaneous account.
Sure.
Which is my awe account.
Exactly.
And it's like, why is all this stuff in other miscellaneous? Because they didn't know what to do with it.
Sure.
So, so it's just a matter of, you always have to have a pocket account somewhere. And obviously, the idea is that account should always have a very small balance in it for a very unusual item, not all of the stuff. And,
Correct.
And most, the big thing I think is that journal entries are always how I fix problems.
Sure.
Here, we go back and fix the problem with the invoice or just invoice. And so again, it's just a matter of.
We deal on an object model, so you fix the object and then it continues its path.
So the QuickBooks, where the Peachtree goes, is that you don't necessarily, like with bank charges, you don't go tie those back to the bank account. You just create a journal entry to expense them.
Sure.
You get the same end result, only here you're always active. I was working for a client a couple years ago that had an online system like this, and the one thing that I hated was if I figured out that I did something wrong in July and I'm in October, like we decided to write it off. Well, I wanted to write it off in October because I've already signed, sealed, and delivered my July financial statements.
Sure.
It would post them back to July.
Okay.
and even if you were in March, it would post them back to the previous year unless you had closed the previous year. And the problem with closing it, then you lost all your detail.
Sure.
So, I was always thinking that I had given a financial statement that had certain numbers on it. And then I'd look at it and the number changed, and it's like, well, I'm in October, how could my July numbers have changed? Because the system thought you wanted to go back and correct the original invoice. Where I was trying to say, well, it wasn't bad in July, it didn't get bad until October.
Sure.
But the system didn't give me that. And so
I'm hoping we have enough dates in there and places that it actually allows it to do it, that you'll be like, oh. And literally what we're trying to do is if the object was bad in July or unknown in July, it stayed sort of unknown until it got to October, and then we just basically said, let's add a new thing, and this is the piece that flips it to kind of run from there forward.
And it's date sensitive.
It is date sensitive.
You make the correction in October, it's fixed in October.
Correct. That's when it actually gets fixed,
So
even though the
that's-
object was created way earlier.
So my first exposure to online, I mean, I could log in from home, I could log in, I mean, it was always current. And I like that fact that, I wasn't backing up in my own office and worried about my own security methods, which is what you're saying is and it's just this concept of no matter where you are,
Sure.
you can log in and see what's going on without having to,
We want you to fix the data and make it right instead of like, oh crap, now I have to make an adjustment or another adjustment or something like that. So,
which is.
and we're going to keep tightening things down so that it's better and better and better. And if you find
The worst thing
holes,
about journal entries was you truly had to go back and pull the documentation for the journal entry
Mhm.
to figure out what was going on. Where here you go back and fix the vendor or fix the customer. So it's always with the customer, he knows you're with the customer.
It's called relationships. This is a
That's
relational
the
model.
idea. So,
Perfect. Love it. Love it. Awesome. Okay, young ladies, let's go through you real quick. Liz, how about you? Just a comment from this morning or Roxanne's session type thing.
Just, showing how I like the different parts, where something is inactive until you fix it, and then you can, go in, and it's just to be able to move around, to invoices, to POs, to different things, and how it's all connected really is helpful, and that's, just being able, like she was saying, there's all these different ways to get to the same info, and if you find yourself on expense receipt 4, well, you don't have to have all those relationships within your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like almost fun at that point to navigate through stuff, but just in telling, like I was actually telling my dad the other day, and I'm trying to get him out of this because our dad actually, he has a shoe care company that he is in sales for. They have a big warehouse, and they're using QuickBooks. And it's just like, I mean, it's what we can do right now. And,
Yep.
and I'm like, well, you could be doing a lot more and not going through these headaches of, and just, so it's cool to be able to talk like real time with people about that and have them be like, oh, that would be really cool to do, to know that that invoice went to that bank, went to this, and just have that trail to follow, so.
Absolutely. It does create the trail, and it's cause and effects. It's cause and effects, okay? Perfect. Amanda, how about you?
I was just thinking about what he was saying about working on an online system where he would alter one thing that's current and it would go back, and change it from way back when it wasn't supposed to be that way. I just dawned on me that that's why there are so many moments throughout the process where you have to manually change the date as like the timestamp on something, for expense or whatever.
Sure.
Because of that reason. You know what I mean? It's forcing you to, just make sure that everything is timestamped correctly. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Basically, because we are doing timestamps, and that's what we're mapping back to, it becomes important. It really does.
And yeah, it's live, but, you don't need to be, you want things to stay how they were when it happened,
Correct.
It's kind of hard to explain, but, yeah.
Great. I love it. Those are great comments. We're going to go ahead and break for lunch right now. It's about 12:30. We'll come back at 1:30, and when we come back, I already had a request for a little bit of time cards and some payroll stuff. If you have other thoughts or ideas or questions, holler. Let's see if we can kind of make this thing keep running and going. But I love where we're going, and I was appreciative of Roxanne's demo. I thought she showed you some stuff that I never would have showed you just because of her style and stuff. And so I thought it was awesome. Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Just as far as, and this is just kind of a tip for people as our exam is going along, but obviously a lot of those physical things that she would have had, like the sprint bill to come in the mail, because Adilas has the capability to upload that picture, and if you don't have the time to do that, when it generates that PO number or something, like how I was taught and Steve taught us, we put at the top of the screen, on the top of the page, PO or in a box, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you can scan that stuff all and again, not have to sit there and be like, this is a sprint bill, which sprint bill? But again, you can go into Adilas, find all your sprint bills, find the date on that one, and then fix it up. So it's even when you are doing like, your paper stuff, because a lot of it is paper.
Cross-reference it with the scan. or-
Exactly, and we used to do that all the time in our bank, have the to be scanned pile,
Yeah.
and when everything's kind of like slowed at the store or whatever, then you get it all in and get caught up, so.
I love it. I love it. We didn't print any checks or anything. Like this afternoon, we'll probably print some checks. We'll add some documentation. We'll tie some more things together. It'll be good stuff. We'll let you guys kind of lead us out where you want us to go. Shannon, was there anything online at all?
No, there's not.
Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and do lunch.